Good evening, YouTubers. Here we are once again, and I've been looking at things on the internet. As you know, that's what I do. A lot of the time, I'm looking for interesting people and finding things out. And I came across a guy today who was talking about this cafeteria he pulled into on the side of the motorway, and he thought he'd go for a breakfast or something, and he went in for his breakfast, ordered his breakfast and his coffee, and he said it was really nice. He enjoyed it tremendously, and when it came to the bill, they even put a 20% or 10% surcharge on for the tips and things, and he thought, oh, fair enough, because the waitress was friendly and the place was nice. He wasn't complaining about it, and they gave him the bill, and he gave them a £20 note, and then they went, oh, we don't take cash. And he's like, oh, here we go. Well, he said, I'm afraid you're going to have to take cash because I don't have a card. And I don't want to leave without paying, so there's the 20 quid. Oh, well, I'll have to speak to the manager. So they've gone off to the manager. This is a retail establishment who won't take money. So anyway, the manager's come back and they've ummed and ahed and they've shook their heads and they said, well, maybe just this once, but we can't give you any change.
What?
And he said, what do you mean you can't give me any change? He said, he didn't say what the actual amount was, but let's just say for argument's sake it was £15. And he'd give him a £20 note. He's expecting his change. He's not going to say, oh, we'll keep the change. I've already paid his surcharge for the tips and things. And they ummed and ahed and they were really, really off about it and pulling faces everywhere. And eventually they stumped up a few coins and gave it to him with a look of disgust. And he came out and he's thinking, well, what on earth is going on?
What are these people going to do in the event of a power cut?
I know, you can't take money in the event of, like supermarkets. We were in a supermarket once, weren't we, Fiona, and there was a power cut.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And they couldn't
that.
bip anything, and we had a full trolley, and they're looking at them, and they're looking at us, and they're
Yeah, I
like...
remember that.
So we had to just park the trolley up.
Yeah.
And get in the car and go
I think
off.
they left the trolley for us and we went back later or the next day or something, didn't we?
Well, we did actually go back a couple of hours later. And
was it?
The power was back on,
and
we located our trolley and beep, beep, beep. But this is it, with the best will in the world. I mean, I'm all in favour of these plastic cards. I think they're great.
But
not as a substitute for money, but as well as, because, I buy things on Amazon a lot. I do use Amazon a lot.
I was going to say, I mean, I am completely against a cashless society. I think it's so dangerous because a government, you never know in the future who you're going to get. It might say, well, that's it, I'm cutting you off because I don't like something you've said.
You might get Bashar al-Assad, mightn't you, whatever he was called.
Yeah, you don't know.
Turn his card off. I don't want him spending money running around. I want him in jail.
Plus, they can check everything you're doing in your life. The government can follow you. They can track you. I mean, but having said that, you and I have almost worn our cards out. When was the last time you paid for anything cash? I use the card all the time, so...
Yeah. But we don't go anywhere. We go to the supermarket, like to the garden centre. Petrol station, yeah. We go Chino's quite a lot, don't we? I mean, and it shows up, it comes up on restaurant. It comes up on your thing, doesn't it? You can see. So they'll soon see what your habits are. Whereas if you're going around spending cash, it's untraceable, isn't it? You can't find out what you've been up to. But I think it's a big mistake. We first came across this in London last year. We wandered down we were on the North Bank. It was one of those bridges.
we went for a couple of pints.
Where the royal family came past and all those black Range Rovers.
That's right. Oh, that was wonderful.
Really nice pub. Went to the nice big high back chairs with wings and leather chairs. Nice little library. We thought, get in there, dead cosy, get some beers, and wouldn't take cash. So I just thought.
I've got a bit of gossip for you.
Oh, go on.
Well, all this stuff about Prince Andrew and Chinese spies and stuff. Well, the Chinese spy was with David Cameron, Samantha Cameron. He was in Number 10. He was mates with the Minister of Defence, blah, blah, blah. And we all know about the previous thing with Andrew and Epstein. Well, a year ago, someone told me a rumour about Prince Andrew. And they actually told me this was all going to happen. And you know who you are, because it's someone I keep in touch with.
Well, if you go repeating it and there's any truth in it,
Well,
you'll blow his cover.
Well, I don't care. I'm sick of him getting shit. This person told me, don't be surprised. I think it was this time last year at Christmas. They said, don't be surprised if you hear further scandals coming out about Prince Andrew and spies, either Russian or Chinese. And they said the reason is Prince Andrew has been working for some time for MI5 and has agreed to be a scapegoat and a fall guy for these type of scandals in order to draw these stories out. That's what I was told, and it has come true. And now, I mean, at the time I thought, bit far-fetched.
Yeah.
But now, on reflection, and yes, I could be divulging UK security, but I'm sick of Andrew getting it in the neck when old Hasnaballs. Well, you know.
Well, I can't see Andrew being short of a few bob and having to sell a few secrets, taking a few crafty pictures out the red box. It's not. It's just doesn't wash.
That's not the type of job that he's been employed to do.
Oh, isn't it? I don't know. I'm just thinking, how could he be a spy? You know what I mean? It's just implausible, isn't it? It's just
Graham, grow up. Working for MI5 or MI6 doesn't necessarily mean you're a spy. There are many people who work for them and have many different functions. And he is an exceptionally gallant person. We all know that he drew fire in the Falklands in a helicopter to draw it away. He's a very brave person. He's a very honourable person. Don't care what anybody else says. And I hope it does come out eventually that he works for MI5. And he took a ton of shit off a load of dickheads out there, including people in the media. And I hope they go bright red with shame.
So you think the King's been frowning on him to maintain his cover?
No, I don't think. I doubt if the King knows anything about it. But he was in that like trade envoys and stuff like that. So he was in a unique position to find things out. Anyway, it's just that is what somebody told me a year ago. Don't be surprised if a story comes out that Prince Andrew's been hanging out with spies and this is the reason why.
Forgive and forget, and he can have his medals back and his Admiral's uniform and things.
Well, I don't bloody well see why not. That Nazi guy with an eye patch, you know, when all the time he was alive, the one who tried to kill Hitler, you know, he had a terrible reputation.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Tom Cruise, I remember that one. He played him. I can't remember the guy's name, but...
He had a terrible reputation his whole life, and it wasn't until many, many years after his death that he's exonerated. And people find out what a brave soul he is. So it's worth bearing in mind. Our security services, I believe, are second to none in the world. That is one thing the Brits have always been good at, is intelligence.
Yeah.
Very good at. So I just thought I'd share that little tip. That I only just remembered today, I think, and I thought, I remember that lady telling me that.
Speaking of intelligence, Diane Durham was up in court today.
Oh, I know, and there's been a massive development. And
I'll let Fiona explain what we do know.
We can't tell. We can't say.
Steph the alternate went there to cover the case.
Yeah.
And apparently the doors were closed. Something went on behind closed doors.
It was a private hearing.
And all that Steph managed to glean was that, one, the psychology report wasn't ready, and two, it had been adjourned until an unknown date in the future. So that's it. We're none the wiser than we were yesterday.
Well, we are actually, Graham, but we can't say. We've just received a phone call and further information, and I can't say. And we have heard from someone what happened in that closed hearing. And we can't say because the judge is on our side and heads are going to roll. That's what I've heard.
For once.
Can't say any more than that.
Mom's the word. Right, well, that's about it for today. I can't think of anything else.
Apart from that, our lips are sealed.
Crazy kids have been into Jib.
Oh, yes.
And we give them some money and off they went to spend it all.
They came back rather quickly, didn't they?
And they came back. I said, enjoy yourselves for the whole day. You know, go and do stuff together. And they bounced back like a boomerang in about 3 hours, having spent.
And the other two, I believe, Benjamin is making progress with his escaping from his workplace and coming for Christmas.
Yes.
Might be here
Hopefully
late tomorrow night, early
Wednesday,
and so we'll have him and his girlfriend coming round.
hopefully, yes.
And we'll have a bit of a full house, won't we?
So there's a bit of Lady Faith on after this video and her escapades. I said do a bit of filming in Jib, and we got a bit of footage of them here in the house playing with finally got the VR headset working.
Oh, did they?
They're really good. The lightsabers. I mean, these blocks come at you, and you've got a saber like a Star Wars thing, and this one's a red wand, and this one's a blue wand. And these cubes are coming at you. Not only do you have to hit them, there's an arrow on them, and you have to hit them in the direction of the arrow. Right. And then they get faster and faster and faster. And I'm thinking, whoa.
No, it's a really good game.
I started poking them and it just failed me because you're not allowed to poke them.
But then they got another game which was like anti-gravity, where you walk over a hill and it feels like you go upside down and stuff. And I actually felt sick. After just 5 minutes, I had to take the thing off because I can't play that one.
People do get VR sickness.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. It's all exciting stuff,
I'm looking forward to Ben coming back because he's going to set VR Flight Sim up for me.
He said he'll fix it all for you.
And I can thunder around again.
But you mustn't say too much. We have to keep some surprises.
Some surprises. Okay, well, we'll leave it there for tonight. And like I said, after this, you'll see, because I'll edit it all on, The Adventures of Lady Faith and her dashing knight in shining armour.
He is very good looking, Braden. He's a lovely lad.
Good night, and may your God go with you.